You know how sometimes the most valuable things are right there in front of you and you just don't even notice them?
Right.
Well, that's what we're talking about today. It's something that's often overlooked, but has huge implications for industries worldwide. It's steam condensate.
Yeah.
And you've shared some sources about this kind of unsung hero, and I can't wait to dive into it.
Absolutely.
Especially the potential for saving money and helping the environment.
It's really fascinating, how much we can actually gain from something that's often treated as just waste.
Right.
So maybe we can just start by demystifying what steam condensate actually is.
Okay.
So picture this. Imagine a manufacturing plant using steam, for heating or powering equipment.
Yeah.
So that steam is just chock full of energy, right?
Right.
It eventually cools and changes back into water, right?
Mm-hmm.
That water, that's the condensate.
So it's not just any water.
Exactly.
This condensate has a history.
It does.
It's been transformed.
Absolutely.
What makes it so different from the water we started with?
The key really lies in that transformation process.
Okay.
As steam condenses, it releases a tremendous amount of energy.
All right.
And we call that latent heat.
Okay.
Think of it like this. The steam, it's carrying a backpack
Okay.
full of energy.
Right.
And when it turns back into water, it drops that backpack.
Oh.
That backpack is what makes condensate so valuable.
Okay, now that's an image that sticks with you. So this condensate is literally brimming with energy just waiting to be tapped, right?
Yes.
It's like finding a hidden treasure chest in your own backyard.
Exactly. And for years, many industries were essentially throwing away those treasure chests.
Yeah.
But thankfully, more and more companies are waking up to the potential of condensate recovery.
All right, you've got me hooked.
Go.
Let's talk numbers.
Sure.
Just how much money are we talking about saving here? And what about the environmental benefits?
Mm-hmm.
Paint me a picture.
Okay. Well, the financial and environmental perks, they're really intertwined, right?
Yeah.
Take that hypothetical factory we were talking about.
Okay.
If they were producing 10,000 kilograms of steam per hour and just letting the condensate drain away, they could be wasting over 180,000 pounds every year.
Wow. That's serious cash.
It is.
Just imagine the impact those savings could have reinvesting in the business, reducing costs for consumers, creating new jobs. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the environmental side of the equation too, right?
So, of course.
Recovering condensate means using less fresh water,
Right.
which is crucial in a world facing increasing water scarcity.
Of course.
It also reduces the need to treat wastewater,
Yes.
leading to a cleaner environment.
So it's a win-win all around.
Yeah.
Lower costs, less environmental impact. It's like a sustainability superhero in disguise.
It is.
But I have to ask, how do we actually recover this condensate? What's the secret sauce?
The secret sauce is a combination of clever engineering and smart technology.
Okay.
One company that's really leading the charge in condensate recovery is called Thornan.
Okay.
They specialize in designing systems that efficiently capture and reuse this valuable resource.
Give me a peek behind the curtain.
Okay.
What kind of technology are we talking about here?
Think of it like a carefully orchestrated plumbing system.
Right.
So I've got these steam traps,
Okay.
which act like one-way valves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They allow condensate to escape from the steam lines while keeping the valuable steam inside.
Okay.
Then we have these pump traps
Right.
that act like little condensate taxis.
Okay.
They're transporting it back to the boiler feed tank, even if gravity isn't on our side.
So we're capturing every drop of that energy-rich water and sending it back to where it can do the most good.
Yeah.
It's like closing the loop on a precious resource.
Precisely. And to ensure the condensate is properly integrated back into the system, we have something called a de-aerator head.
A de-aerator head.
Yeah, it mixes the return condensate with any flash steam that has formed.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Flash steam?
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing.
It is.
Tell me more about this sudden burst of energy.
Okay, imagine opening a bottle of soda
Okay.
that's been shaken vigorously, right?
Right.
Some of the liquid instantly turns into gas and escapes with a hiss.
Yeah.
That's similar to what happens with flash steam.
Okay.
When hot condensate is exposed to lower pressure, some of it instantly vaporizes.
I get it.
Yeah.
So instead of letting that flash steam escape and waste its energy,
Right.
we can actually capture and reuse it.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
And there are systems designed specifically for flash steam recovery,
Yeah.
maximizing the energy savings and taking efficiency to the next level.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
It is.
We've talked about what steam condensate is,
Right.
how its latent heat makes it valuable,
Yeah.
and some really ingenious methods for recovering it.
Mhm.
What other condensate-related insights are in store for us?
So we've uncovered the potential of condensate recovery and how systems like those that Thornton designs can make it a reality.
Right.
But there's a potential snag we need to address.
Oh!
Contamination.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like trouble. Condensate is so pure when it forms.
It is.
What could possibly contaminate it?
Okay, so think of it like this condensate travels through this network of pipes and equipment.
Okay.
And along the way, it can pick up impurities.
Huh?
Sometimes it's just a simple leak,
Right.
say steam trap malfunctions.
Okay.
And lets raw steam into the condensate.
No.
That steam can carry all sorts of nasty stuff.
Really?
Yeah, that can corrode your boiler
Oh, no.
and reduce its lifespan.
So it's not just about keeping the condensate in.
Right.
It's about keeping other things OUT.
Exactly.
Sounds like constant vigilance is needed.
You've hit the nail on the head. And the stakes are high.
Oh.
Remember those significant savings we talked about?
Yeah.
Contamination can quickly turn those savings into a costly repair bill.
That's a thought I'd rather avoid.
All right.
But I'm an optimist at heart.
Okay.
Surely there are ways to combat this contamination menace. Tell me there's a superhero gadget that can save the day.
You're in luck.
Okay?
There are indeed superhero gadgets.
Okay.
Or rather, condensate contamination detection systems.
Yeah.
These systems are like 247 guardians.
Yeah.
They're constantly monitoring the condensate for any signs of trouble.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Give me the tech specs.
Okay.
How do these contamination detectors work their magic?
Well, they rely on some pretty sophisticated sensors.
Okay.
Some measure conductivity, which tells us how water condensate conducts electricity.
Mm-hmm.
If that conductivity suddenly spikes, it could mean dissolved salts or other impurities have entered the picture.
Oh, I see.
Other systems monitor pH levels. Think back to high school chemistry to
Yeah.
detect chemical leaks that can wreak havoc on the system.
So we've got these microscopic detectives patrolling the condensate stream,
Right.
sounding the alarm at the first sign of trouble.
Yes.
That's reassuring.
Good.
But I imagine prevention is also key here, right?
Absolutely.
What steps can be taken to minimize the risk of contamination in the first place?
Regular maintenance is crucial.
Yeah.
Inspect those steam traps, check for leaks, and make sure all equipment is properly sealed.
Right.
Think of it like preventative health care for your steam system.
Okay.
A little TLC goes a long way.
Right. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as they say.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this vigilance pays off not just in terms of preventing contamination,
Right.
but also in maximizing the lifespan and efficiency of the entire system.
Precisely. It's all about taking a proactive approach to condensate management.
Okay.
And speaking of proactive, there's another layer to this contamination defense strategy.
Okay. What's that?
Condensate polishing.
Condensate polishing.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. Is this like giving the condensate a spa day?
You could say that.
Okay.
Even with the best preventative measures, some impurities might still slip through, right?
Right.
Condensate polishing is like a final purification step.
Okay.
It removes those lingering impurities,
Yeah.
ensuring the condensate is as pure as possible before returning to the boiler.
So it's like giving the condensate a VIP pass to the boiler room,
Exactly.
making sure it's in top condition before entering this high-pressure environment.
Right.
What are some of the techniques used in this condensate polishing process?
One common method is ion exchange, similar to those water filter pitchers you see,
Right.
but on a much larger scale.
Uh.
It uses special resins
Uh-huh.
that attract and remove impurities like dissolved salts and minerals, leaving the condensate sparkling clean.
So we're essentially mimicking nature's water purification process,
Yeah.
but with a technological twist.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
indeed. Another method is membrane filtration, where a semi-permeable membrane acts like a superfine sieve,
Yeah.
separating impurities from the condensate.
It's amazing how much technology is involved in something as seemingly simple as managing water.
It is.
It's like we're constantly refining our understanding of this essential resource.
Yeah.
And finding new ways to optimize its use.
Exactly. And the choice of which condensate polishing system is right for a particular application It depends on a number of factors.
Yep.
The type and level of contamination, the boiler's operating pressure, and the desired purity level.
It's clear that a one-size-fits-all approach won't cut it in the world of condensate management.
No.
Expertise and careful consideration are key.
Absolutely.
So before we wrap up this discussion on contamination, anything else our listeners should keep in mind?
Yeah, one crucial point is that every boiler system has its own unique personality, so to speak.
Okay.
Boilers have different tolerances for impurities.
Right.
And what might be harmless for one could cause havoc in another.
That makes perfect sense. It's like knowing your audience.
Yes.
You wouldn't give the same advice to someone operating a small tea kettle as you would to someone running a massive industrial boiler.
Exactly. And that's why it's always a good idea to consult with experts,
Yeah.
who can assess your specific needs and recommend the best condensate management strategies for your unique situation.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
We've delved deep into the world of condensate contamination.
Yeah.
The sources, the risks, the detection systems, and even the purification processes.
Right.
What other condensate-related mysteries await us in the final part of our exploration?
We've covered a lot of ground, from those clever steam traps to this intricate world of condensate polishing.
It really is.
But now I kind of want to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about why all of this really matters on a bigger scale.
I love it when we zoom out and look at the big picture.
Yeah.
So we've seen how condensate recovery can save money,
Right.
reduce water usage, and even prevent, boiler breakdowns. But what are the implications beyond just the factory floor?
It all comes down to this condensate recovery isn't just about technical efficiency.
Right.
It's really about changing how we think about resources.
Okay.
It's about seeing steam systems not as just isolated units, but as these interconnected ecosystems
That's right.
where everything has value.
That's a powerful way to put it. We're shifting from a mindset of waste
Right.
to one of resourcefulness.
Yeah.
Recognizing that even something as seemingly simple as water
Yeah.
can be a powerful asset.
Precisely. And when we embrace that shift, condensate recovery becomes a key player in tackling some of the biggest challenges facing our world today.
Okay, now you've really got my attention. Let's talk about those challenges.
Okay.
How can something like condensate recovery make a difference on a global scale?
Let's start with climate change.
Okay.
We know reducing greenhouse gas emissions is paramount, right?
Right.
And condensate recovery plays a vital role in that effort.
Okay.
By maximizing energy efficiency and minimizing waste. We're reducing our reliance on fossil fuels
Right.
and paving the way for a more sustainable future.
So every drop of condensate we recover, every bit of flash steam we harness,
Yeah.
translates into less coal or gas being burned, which means fewer emissions polluting our atmosphere.
Yes.
It's like a chain reaction of positive impact.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of water scarcity.
Right.
Clean water is essential for life and industry,
Of course.
but in many parts of the world,
Yeah.
it's becoming increasingly scarce.
So by recovering and reusing condensate,
Right.
we're not only saving energy, but also conserving this precious resource.
Exactly.
It's like a double win for sustainability.
Absolutely. And remember, condensate is essentially distilled water.
Oh, right.
So using it reduces the need for fresh water and eases the burden on our wastewater treatment systems.
Wow.
It's a holistic approach to water management.
It's incredible how all these pieces fit together, from the technical intricacies of steam traps to the global implications of resource management. By optimizing our steam systems, we're creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond the factory walls.
That's the beauty of it. It's a win-win-win scenario. We save money, we reduce our environmental impact, and we contribute to a more sustainable future for everyone.
It's truly inspiring to see how seemingly small adjustments, like focusing on condensate recovery, can lead to such significant positive change.
It is.
Before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of steam condensate, what's one final, thought-provoking question you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Here's something to ponder. Now that you understand the value of steam condensate, what steps can you take to optimize its recovery in your own work or life? Could you explore different condensate recovery systems or audit your own steam processes? Or even just start a conversation with colleagues about the potential of this often overlooked resource?
That's a fantastic challenge. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more sustainable and efficient world.
We do.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Thank you.
Remember, even small changes can make a big difference.
They contract.
Let's all embrace the power of condensate and build a brighter future, one drop at a time.